I just watched another video on some students rioting in England, and how you perceive what's going on creates how we're going to experience everything. And it really looks like students are really, really angry because their tuition has gone up and they can no longer afford to go to school, which looks like a really, really bad thing. But actually, if these students really knew what was going on, basically they just can't afford to learn how to be a good slave anymore. And why would you want to fight to have the right to be a slave? All of these elites, these CEOs, all of these politicians gain their education in the schools that you're fighting to go into. You're basically wanting to learn how to do everything wrong in these schools because it's the elites that own them, that dictate what they want to teach you. So if you want to learn everything that's wrong and come out saying, I'm the smartest guy in the room by knowing everything that's wrong, and you want to pay for it and be the slave because somebody's going to make money over you, they just want you to learn how to do the work for them. And they'll pay you for it, maybe, but most people that get out of an education system, it's only like something like 10% of people that get out of school actually find a job. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And so you can get out of getting whatever education you want, but ultimately all you did was pay the machine the money for the education that you'll never ever be able to use because most people can't use their education. Wake up. How many people have gone to school and their education was worth shit, and then you had a big student loan to pay? We're not, education is not the answer, because what's the sense in having all of the most amazing technology and nobody funds it? Nobody's willing to do the right thing yet. And the greatest education minds are out there, but it's being suppressed by everything that's wrong. We have free energy. I just seen another guy post another machine. There's so many of them, and to say whether it's possible or not, I've seen it with my own eyes in my own house, so I know it's possible. I've seen other people within my own life extension know about this shit. You can't suppress it without you having it and just not filing a patent letting the government know that you have it. There are people that have this information that don't let anybody know about it because they know they'll kill you. These oil companies don't want you out there, and they've got films, they've got documentaries, they've got evidence from the past that if you come out with this shit, the hydro, anybody dealing with energy now will kill you dead if you come up with a good idea. Simply because they don't know how to make an economic system function without doing it the wrong way. Let's face it, how many people would be out of work if we use this technology? Everybody in the oil industry would be losing their jobs, and that's where the majority of the wealth, the flow of our money right now is coming from the oil industry. So they're all wiped out. Look at anybody that has to do with hydro and how you get your electricity to your house. They would all be unemployed. Our waters would get clean, our air would get clean, everything is clean. So a lot of people would be out of work. Plus, it's not money that can be generated, every single day. It's free. So you don't, every month you're putting out, every time you put out, $100 to pay that hydro bill, that's $100 every month that's flowing within your economic system. Somebody is earning a living off that $100. And if every single person is spending that $100, that $100 is making other people wealthy and have jobs. Even the guys at the bottom are making money off of that. So you take that $100 a month away, and that's going to affect everything. That's going to crash everything. So it's not rocket science to say that it's going to be a rough road to make a shift into doing what's right, especially if we don't know how. How is it possible everybody could possibly earn a living and things function doing it right? They just don't have that comprehension yet. Some of us who can see the possibilities, you know, people will come in name calling and, oh, it can't work, but there's just no conversation. These people that think they're very educated, that think they know it all, cannot sit down and have a conversation. That's why we don't have peace in the world, because they have zero interest in communication. It is, I know it all, push, 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 and never receive information. So while they want to be smart, they're actually preventing themselves from being smart because they're refusing to receive any new information. So they are dealing with their own insanity, but that's what it is insanity by their own definition. They are the elites create the medical system and the medical diagnoses, so they basically diagnose themselves to be mentally insane. So, I mean, just look at the behaviors and look at your medical records and sort of identify your own behaviors, and it's quite insane. Just because you don't know something doesn't mean that it's not possible, and you know that. So, and getting a few people saying I'm not really all that dumb, so if I have such a high level education, how come I got this out of school and not in school? How come anybody that I've seen that come up with brilliant ideas get it out of school, not in school? In school, they teach you tunnel vision. They don't teach you to think outside the box. They want you focused inside that box. But when you get out of school, when you aren't influenced by that type of manipulation, then you're an out-of-the-box thinker. You have no limitations. Everything is possible there. Then you get connected with the internet, or you get connected with other people, other groups that are into the same thing. You know what you know, but there's always somebody else that somewhat needs you and you need them, and the sharing of information that you both gain increases your education level. It's all about the end results. And you need to know what end results you want, and then you need to know that all you're on is a path to get there. And just because you don't know how to get there, it doesn't mean there isn't a path that needs to be forged. It just means you have a limited mind that can't see how to get there. But it is possible. So all of these students that are pissed off that you can't pay to be a slave, it's like those are the times that you should be out there celebrating, thank God I didn't get trapped into that system, that everything's wrong. Because, you should be entitled to knowledge, you should be entitled to everything, but the reason everything is going wrong is because of the information that's being taught in those schools. Somebody went to school, gained the knowledge that you want, and then they ended up doing what they're doing to you and stopping your education system. So it is very much a vicious circle. You're just chasing your own tail, and it's like, am I the only one that can see this? Or is this not just like totally obvious? Peace out.